Our next presenter is Kathy Lacey. The presentation is called Whole Health for Her Pack. And Kathy is a natural lifestyle advocate who since 2010 has been inspired to learn, embrace, and apply whole health for her pack. Through nutrition, eradicating daily toxins, and applying natural goodness, she has taken her power back and enjoys watching her pack thrive. Kathy is going to be sharing some tips on how you can start or enhance your empowered journey for the love of the pack. If she can do it, you can do it. We're going to go over now to Kathy with her presentation, Whole Health for Your Pack.
Hey there. How cool is this? 24 hours of pet goodness? Like, that is so awesome. I want to say thank you to Streamathon for Pets for making this platform possible, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. So awesome. So, you guys, I just want to say that there's really no better time than now, like right now, to take our power back and just research and empower yourself so that you can make truly healthy, informed decisions for your pets. And I just think that now is the time, because you know, instead of giving our power away or worrying about who's going to take care of what, giving that power to someone else, we definitely have everything we need available at our fingertips. We just need to find it and bring it into our world. And so I just wanted to say that. My name's Kathy Lacey, and I'm a natural lifestyle advocate. And I just want to share some tips and foundational information on whole health with you guys, just parts of it because we only have so much time, but I want to share these pieces because I just feel like it's something you really just, you know, grab onto and run with. And I want to encourage you to be open-minded and curious, and anything that I talk about that vibes with you, I say run with it, embrace it, bring it into your world for your pack. And if I say things that don't vibe with you, like, set it aside. You know, I'm not here to tell you what to do or that you have to do something. I'm just sharing what I've learned, what I have brought into our world that serves us well. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm part of a 9-pack. So I have 5 dogs, 2 kitties. So I got Lobo and Bam Bam, who are in the other room with a hubby. So there I got 3 of the pack. And then I have Rusty, Coda, and Rozzy back there. And then I have 2 feral turned fabulous kitties, Sage and Smudge. So I just have to say I'm a foster flunky. I can't help it. Okay, so anyway, I want to say that prior to 2010, whole health, natural, this, that was just not on my radar at all. But I had a little Pomeranian that we adopted when he was 5 years old. His name was Mischief. And he just brought so much love into our lives. What you do, Retty? Huh? And when we adopted him, he was sick then, and he was really just sick throughout his life. And we spent so much time at the vet. It was like one disease after another, and, you know, side effects, issues with the pills, and it was just going on. And it was towards the tail end of his life that I got desperate. And it was that love for Mischief that really just exploded and lit a fire under my butt. And that's what pushed me and catapulted me into the direction of researching for natural health, because I really felt that was the direction I needed to go for him, because, you know, I was just doing the same thing over and over again and it just wasn't working. Now, Mischief passed before I got to apply anything that I learned on him, but it wasn't in vain, because my pack now is thriving from everything that I'm learning. because of him. Come on, old man. You want to turn around here? You want to turn around here, old man? Yeah. So they're thriving because of that. And so I'm just really grateful for Mischief, even though it was sad, it was heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, but gosh, it's opened up a whole new world for us. So I want to start off with the first thing that we embraced as far as whole health for the pack. So that was nutrition. So prior to 2010, I kibble fed. Then learning what I have learned, I switched them to a species appropriate diet, and that is raw meat, bones, and organs. And I know some of you are probably going, what is she talking about? Cray. But hear me out. What clicked with me with that was that our dogs they're domesticated, but they are almost 100% the same internally as the gray wolf. And the gray wolf, what does it eat? It eats raw meat, bones, and organs. You know, it's not cooking its food up. It's not ordering, commercial food to go. It's eating what it was designed to eat and thriving from that. That clicked and made sense to me. And then something else to back that rang true was you look at their teeth and you look at their jaw, because I know there's a lot of controversy on, if a dog's a carnivore or, but I just want to tell you my piece of it. And I encourage you guys to research if any of this, sounds interesting, or you're like, I don't know about that. Research it for yourself. It's so empowering. Any case, you look at their teeth and you look at their jaw. Their teeth are very scissor-like, and their jaw only moves vertically, right? It doesn't move like this to grind. They don't have flat teeth to eat vegetation, fruits, vegetables, this kind of a thing. So that's something else that just kind of back that. You guys research it. If you're curious about it, I'm going to say that over and over again because I can't stress it enough. It's very empowering. But their digestive tract is very short. And that's so the food can go in, it does its thing, and it gets out. It doesn't hang on there. It's meat, right? And organs and stuff. It doesn't hang out and go out. Now, herbivores, omnivores, they have a longer digestive tract because it takes longer, and it needs that time to digest the vegetation that it's eating. So that's what he did. But now I want to tell you some benefits that you can enjoy if you choose to switch them to a species appropriate diet. And that is shiny coats, they shed less, their eyes brighten up, their breath smells good, their teeth get all clean, and their poop. Yeah, I'm going to talk about poop. But their poop is just like night and day compared to when I kibble fed. Oh my gosh. And then when I switched them, their poop are like these just small little nuggets, and they disintegrate. Whereas, like, if we didn't pick up when they were kibble fed, if we didn't pick up their poop, like, it would be there probably 20 years and beyond, like these petrified logs. I mean, it's crazy, and there's something wrong about that, too. If you think about it, that's just wrong. It should be like out in nature, like when the wolves and coyotes are, all of them, when they're eating species appropriate diet and their food just turns, their poop turns to dust and it's done. So, and it's less smelly. So yeah, a lot of benefits. When I switched, the first time, it was Rozzy and Lobo, who's not in here with me right now. But they both had amazing results. Rozzy, for example, she was a streetwalker when we found her, and she was a hot mess full of fleas and ticks. I couldn't find her owner, so I fell in love. But the whole side of her was bald. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to fill in, stop bothering her or anything. But I tell you, 2 weeks after I changed her diet, it was all filled in. It wasn't full length, but it was all filled in with fur. You couldn't see any bald. I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. And then Lobo, he had his health issues that reversed. So it's just like, that was proof of the pudding for me, right? So anytime that I talk about switching over to a species appropriate diet, I always bring up the fact that there's potential of having a healing crisis or healing response, they call it. And what that is basically the immune system, when they're eating this food that's designed for them, their body and their immune system is getting stronger and stronger, and it's able to push the toxins out. So it's going to come out of every orifice, or the skin is the largest eliminative organ. So there could be things, you know, very minor to pretty much like, oh my gosh. So minor meaning like with Rosie, for example, she just had a lot of green goop coming out of her eyes, which I knew what that was. It was a healing, it was the toxins coming out. So I just went ahead and got colloidal silver, and I would just clean her eyes, and I encouraged it to come out. I don't want to suppress that. We don't want to suppress that stuff. We want it to come out. So that's basically all she had for about, I would say, a week. Lobo, on the other hand, was more extreme. He had the goop in the eyes. He was throwing up. He had diarrhea. So I had to really support him. And that's the thing, too, is having an arsenal of natural goodness to support our pack if they go through anything like that or what have you. Just having a natural arsenal on hand is so important to do that. So anyway, it could run the gamut, and then it can also be really nothing at all. For instance, this is Rusty, my old man. Actually, he's the same age as Lobo. But Rusty actually was my father-in-law's. He passed away, I think it's going on like a year now. I don't know. Anyway, so we took Rusty in. And so Rusty was conventionally raised all his life. And so when he came to live with us, of course, I switched him over. I was expecting a pretty major healing response, but it was hardly anything with him. So he had some poopy issues and maybe a little bit of eye issues, and that was it. So I was just like, oh. So you never know. It depends just on the dog. They're all different as far as that goes. So I always like to mention that. Okay. So that was a game changer as far as, you know, the first thing that we brought in as far as whole health. That alone did so much. So, okay, there's that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is our emotions and how they affect our pack. And so how it's important to try and get our emotions in check. You know, our pets are awesome indicators as to our emotional status. Like, if we got some emotional caca going on, like, they are so in tune with it that they pick up. A lot of times they mirror it. Like, if they're acting in ways that maybe aren't pleasing to you, or if they're acting depressed or sad, or, you know, sometimes it's interesting if you look deep inside and get in touch with that. You're like, oh, well, you know, it could be that you have some, maybe you're angry or something, you know, got you sad, or who knows what it is. But these emotions totally affect our pack. And so it's just good to try and set some time aside to get your emotions aligned, do like an emotional detox, and kind of raise the vibes. The higher our frequency, the higher our vibes, the healthier we are. And truth be told, that we can be eating the best diet, exercising, doing everything perfect. And, but if our emotions are out of whack, like, it can cancel that out. That's how important our emotions are. Everything's energy, and that includes our thoughts and our emotions. So some things that that we do to kind of get everything chilled out, and especially want to do this if you're going to be doing any like hand work, massaging, you know, really connecting and bonding. you know, get yourself a good place so that you're just transferring that energy into them. But a lot of times what we'll do is tuning forks. So I'm not going to pull all this stuff out here because we don't have time. But this is a weighted tuning fork. This is a ohm megahertz here. It's 88.05 megahertz. And so these are, you can't hear them so much as they, it's the vibration. And I'm telling you, Sage and Smudge, my kitties, love the tuning forks. Like, they would let me do it all day long if I could. They just love it. And I just go from the head and I just go all the way down. And this one's great for deep tissue. It's just awesome. So I do it on us. I do it on the pack. You know, I'll get essential oils and put it on various points, and then I'll do this on top of it. It's great. So tuning forks, I have that one, and I have this one here. It's 528 megahertz. So that's great. I also have a crystal singing bowl. It's too large. I'm not going to pull it out right now. So that's great to just kind of get, and it's so calming. It is so calming. You just get it. It's a crystal singing bowl, and you just, you know, go around it, and it makes this hum. And they come in various notes, and they resonate with different body systems. But so calming. So that's another thing that we'll do. But my favorite is essential oils. Love that. That has been a huge game changer. That has opened up such a different world, such a beautiful world for us. And so we'll use that. We'll diffuse the oils. We'll put them on topically. I'll just drop them along the spine, and I'll feather them in and do a really nice massage. But of course, I'll try and, you know, just get myself aligned first, do that. So I'll probably do some oils on myself first, and then I'll go ahead and put them on the pack. My pack, they're used to the oils, so a lot of them I don't have to dilute. I have some blends that are specific, and they're already diluted animal scents blends that I use quite a lot on them. But if they're new, you want to make sure that maybe you start very low, so because men, their noses are so much, right, more sensitive and stronger than ours. So maybe start out just putting it on you and let them come and go to you as they please until they get used to it. So you just kind of ease them into it. But we use the oils, and I also want to say that you have to be so sure that your oils are authentic and pure, especially when you're using them on the pack, because if you're not, it can cause problems. I mean, that's why I think gave essential oils a bad name, because people thought they were using something that was pure, because our labeling laws, you guys, it's unfortunate, but they are very deceiving. You can go to the health food store, you can get an essential oil, and it could say it's 100% pure, and it could be made 100% in a lab. It could be synthetic, and they can label it as pure. It could be, you know, they could say organic and put 5% oil in there, and the rest of it's synthetic caca, and say it's 100% pure organic. So you're probably thinking, well, then how do I know if the labelings are like that? You pick up the phone, you call the company, and you ask questions. You ask them, do you have your own farms? Can I visit your farms? What are your distillation practices? What are your farming practices? Do you use pesticides, or do you pull the weeds by hand? There's so many questions that we can ask. Can you give me the test results for this particular bottle I have in my hand? What is the knowledge behind the botanicals when you harvest them? Because the botanicals have all different personalities as to when they're going to give the highest constituents possible. And that's all the goodies that go in at a cellular level and raise our vibes, that clean our cells. It's just so nourishing for the mind, body, and soul. And so you want to ask these questions, and if they can't answer them or can't get you to someone to answer them, then I wouldn't use them. So you want to be sure, don't take things at face value, even with the toning forks or the crystal bowls. Look into the company. Don't just go for the cheapest on Amazon. You really want to be sure, for the love of the pack, that you are truly giving them something that is pure natural. So that's what I want to say about that. But these are the things that we do to kind of get ourselves aligned emotionally, maybe do some emotional detox. Sometimes it's some crying or something to get it out, let it go. And even if you could just set aside, 5 minutes. I know sometimes we got kids or this or that, things are crazy. Go in the car maybe for 5 minutes by yourself and just whew, and breathe. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about, how much time do I got going on here? I gotta hurry. Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about is eradicating daily toxins in the house, outside the house, in us, the whole pack, on us, the whole pack. We want to make sure that, look at the things that you're cleaning with, that you're maybe mopping your floors with, things that you're spraying, cleaning, cleaners. Look at the ingredients. A lot of them are toxic. Even a lot of them that say that they're natural, if you read the ingredients, they still have toxic chemicals. And we breathe that in. And you guys, everything we breathe in gets into our bloodstream, goes in through the lungs, and it just gets in our bloodstream. And when it's toxic, it doesn't necessarily always go out. It kind of hangs out there. So we want to be sure that what we're using isn't toxic. So there are options out there to use as far as that goes. And so, for instance, like when I'm mopping my floors, I have a plant-based cleaner that I use. And when I'm done mopping my floors, I have tile in my house because when you have this many animals, it's just convenient that way. So I'm done. I take my bucket of dirty water and I toss it in the garden because my cleaner is really good for my garden. So it's things like that. Like I have a plant-based cleaner that I use for the whole house. And so look at what you're using, what you're spraying, anything they're breathing, because it's off-gassing. Even when you think it's done, it's off-gassing. And our pack is on the ground. They're low to it. So you really want to start getting rid of those if you haven't already. And really do, again, face value. No, really do some deep diving, digging in and looking to see what those are in there. Because, they're endocrine disruptors. They're a hot mess in our bodies, I'm telling you. So ditch them. Okay, so also outside, a lot of people want to use these weed killers. That's nasty stuff. Vinegar, white vinegar, spray it there. It works like a charm. It works like a charm. There's things that we could do. Pesticide, in your garden. Food grade diatomaceous earth. Works like a charm. You guys, there's just things that we could do, and you just want to pay attention to that because it all matters. It all matters because our pack is running around there. Look at the fertilizers that you may be using on your grass, and they're walking in, they're absorbing things in their pads. Okay, so we don't want them walking on that, even though it may say, oh, this is safe for pets, and when it's dry, no. If it's killing bugs for 30 days, it's still, our dog's laying on it, it's not good, right? Because their little hairs are like little straws. They just take it in to their system. So we just really want to be considerate of that and really look into it for the love of the pack and just start removing things and replacing with truly natural things. If you have any questions on that, I have suggestions for you. I would love to talk about it because it's pretty important. And, as far as like on us when we're out and about, my pack, like say we're going to go out for a hike or something like this and, out you know, maybe out on the floor somewhere or something. I dust them with food grade diatomaceous earth. I just take them outside and give them a good dusting with it. And then I have a blend of essential oils that I mist on them. We get that going. And I put a blend of essential oils on us. And it's just an annoyance-free hike. An annoyance-free walk, okay? You know what I'm saying? There are things that we can do. Have an arsenal ready so that you can just, and it's fun. You guys, it really is a lot of fun using this, because you know what? You feel good. You see your pack feeling good, and you know that, you know, you're not causing harm. You're creating harmony, mind, body, and soul. So that's it. I think my time is pretty much up here. So I hope you guys enjoy this whole 24-hour thing. And I know that I'm going to be watching all of it and taking in all the fun stuff and all the information. So again, if you want to reach out, my contact information is available. And take care, be safe, and be well. Bye.